Chosen one, stop scrolling. Close your eyes for one breath. Because what you're about to hear will not just stir your heart, it will rearrange your life. There's a divine pulse shaking the unseen realms right now. And it's not a general blessing. It's your name they're calling. Yes, you. Heaven has reached a verdict. And the ruling is this: no more delay. No more drought. No more scarcity. Your season of lack has expired. Your era of survival has ended. This is your divine decree. You're stepping into abundance. It begins now, not in 5 years, not when everything looks perfect, not once you finally feel ready. No, today, this very moment, something in the spiritual realm is being released. The gates of provision have swung open. The wind of favor is shifting in your direction. And the riches of heaven, peace, joy, healing, opportunity, favor, are not waiting at a distance. They're here. They've been circling your life like eagles waiting for permission to land. And now, God has spoken a word. Permission granted. The breakthrough you've begged for? It's not pending. It's activated. But listen, this isn't just about money. No, child. This is multidimensional wealth. Emotional wealth, the kind that quiets your overthinking and heals your nervous system. Spiritual wealth, the kind that makes you feel whole even when things around you are shifting. Relational wealth, the kind of love that doesn't leave when you're not easy to hold. Energetic wealth, the alignment that pulls purpose, peace, and provision into your atmosphere like gravity. You've prayed. You've wept. You've waded through wildernesses no one saw. And now, God is saying, you've been faithful. It's time. But here's the part that will make your spirit tremble. This isn't a reward. It's your inheritance. Heaven isn't paying you back. Heaven is restoring what was always yours. Every delay, every detour, every disappointment was never meant to disqualify you. It was preparing the ground for this divine moment. So don't question this. Don't second-guess the shift. Don't let doubt steal your destiny. Receive. Yes, you. You have been surviving on broken dreams and barely their hope. You who've smiled through loss and whispered, maybe next time 1,000 times over. You've looked up at the sky and wondered if heaven still remembers your name. Heaven never forgot. And today, that name, it's echoing through the throne room of the Most High. And it's being spoken with urgency. Because the time is not coming. The time is now. Listen closely, chosen one. You don't need to chase anything anymore. You don't need to strive, to plead, to prove your worth. That season of running after what God already wrote into your destiny is over. You're not waiting for favor to find you. Favor is already orbiting you. Right now, as these words touch your ears, something ancient in your spirit is waking up. It's not new. It's been buried under the weight of survival, of rejection, of loss. But now it's rising. Because abundance doesn't start outside of you. It doesn't begin with income, status, or bank accounts. It begins with frequency. The kind of frequency that can't be faked. The kind that's born in fire. You see, the energy of divine wealth doesn't respond to begging. It responds to alignment. It's not unlocked through desperation. It's drawn through agreement. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you believe you already carry. And guess what? You've been carrying the seed of your rich life since before you were born. The vibration of abundance, the tone of divine ease, it's embedded in your DNA. And now, the tuning fork of heaven is striking that frequency. It's awakening the sound in your soul that calls resources to attention. It's reminding the earth to give back to you what it withheld while you were still healing. Yes, the waiting season had a purpose. But this moment, it is activation. The people meant to bless you are already in motion. The doors that were rusted shut are now unlocking. The ideas you once dismissed are resurfacing. But this time, they're fully funded by faith. Not blind faith, bold faith. The kind that speaks, it is done before it's visible. The kind that thanks God for the harvest before the seed even breaks soil. The kind that doesn't wait for validation because it's already carrying revelation. And here's the miracle. Heaven is not just responding to your voice. Heaven is responding to your vibration. It's responding to the internal shift that happened when you finally said, I'm done settling. I'm done shrinking. I'm done living like I'm not already anointed. You've crossed a spiritual threshold, and now you're vibrating at the frequency of breakthrough. Let that sink in. This is why things feel like they're moving suddenly. Why conversations seem divine. Why you feel chills when you dream. Why opportunities are returning that once slipped through your fingers. You're not lucky. You're aligned. And aligned people don't chase. They attract. You'll start to see strange confirmations. Random numbers. Divine symbols. Unexpected messages. You'll meet people who say, I don't know why, but I feel like I'm supposed to help you. That's not coincidence. That's abundance following instruction. Because the energy you're carrying now, it's not fear-based. It's not wounded. It's not maybe someday. It's now. It's here. It's real. So what do? You receive. You step boldly. You speak differently. You expect miracles. You stop apologizing for the glory on your life. You stop making yourself small to make others comfortable. You stop dressing like scarcity, talking like poverty, and living like your prayers didn't already shake heaven. This is your moment. Not because you forced it, but because you became it. You didn't just enter your rich life, chosen one. You became the vessel that could carry it. And now, everything you touch will start to turn. Not because you're better than others, because you're walking in agreement with what God already wrote. You're not hustling anymore. You're not striving to prove anything. You are standing still and letting divine magnetism do the work. This is what favor feels like. It moves faster than explanation. It positions you before you can overthink it. It rewards you for faith you planted years ago. So take a moment. Breathe it in. You're no longer chasing wealth. You're becoming it. Chosen one, let's go back. Back to the quiet seasons. Back to the moments no one saw. Back to the tears that never made it to your social media. Back to the nights where you begged God for just one sign that he hadn't forgotten you. Let's revisit the wilderness, not to relive it, but to reveal it for what it truly was. Because that wasn't just a hard season. It was holy ground. You weren't abandoned. You were being built. Heaven wasn't punishing you. Heaven was protecting the very promise you're now walking into. Every unanswered prayer, every delay, every door that slammed in your face, it wasn't rejection. It was redirection. You see, divine abundance cannot rest on a foundation that's unstable. So before God poured out the flood of blessing, he had to make sure you could carry the weight of it. That's why certain people had to leave. That's why certain opportunities crumbled right before you were about to step into them. Because God never blesses counterfeit. He only crowns covenant. And your covenant moment is now. But it was your wilderness that made you ready. Let me remind you, it was in the wilderness you learned how to hear God in silence. It was in the wilderness your character was forged through fire. It was in the wilderness your discernment sharpened like a sword. It was in the wilderness you stopped begging for crumbs and started expecting inheritance. Yes, you felt unseen, unnoticed, unworthy at times. But heaven saw everything. God saw your silent obedience. He counted the tears you wiped away when no one reached out. He heard the way you kept worshiping when your heart was broken. He watched you praise him with empty hands, believing they would be filled one day. That day is today. You thought you were just surviving, but you were sowing. Every trial was a seed. Every heartbreak was a planting. Every delay was heaven digging deeper into the soil of your soul, so that when the fruit came, the roots could hold it. This is why the blessing had to wait. Because rush fruit always rots. But yours? Yours is mature. Yours is ripe. Yours is weighty with purpose. You're not just about to receive wealth. You're about to receive evidence. Evidence that God was with you all along. Evidence that the process wasn't punishment. It was prophecy in motion. Evidence that you were chosen, not just for the spotlight, but for the soil where legacies grow. And now, the harvest has begun. You'll begin to see it in every direction. Unexpected provision, divine alignments, open doors that once seemed welded shut, people coming back just to witness what God did with your ashes. You'll walk into rooms you once prayed about. You'll handle opportunities you used to think were too big for you. Not because you changed overnight, but because you endured the night and didn't quit. The oil on your life is expensive because it was crushed out of you in silence. Don't you dare despise your wilderness again, because now it's producing fruit that no one can take credit for but God. So when the blessings flow, and they will, don't be surprised when people start asking, how did this happen so fast? Tell them, it didn't happen fast. It happened in faith. Because faith moves in secret before it manifests in public. You've been wealthy in spirit for years. Now, the manifestation is catching up. Chosen one, something powerful is happening, not just around you, but within you. And I need you to understand, this isn't luck. This isn't coincidence. This is what it looks like when alignment becomes identity. You've shifted. You're no longer begging heaven for change. You become the change. The vibration of lack has left your bloodstream. The voice of doubt has lost its grip on your mind. The pattern of self-sabotage has been exposed, uprooted, and replaced by divine confidence. Because here's the truth, you can't carry rich favor with a poor mindset. So heaven rewired your thoughts before releasing the treasure. You used to think you had to earn this. Now you realize you just had to receive it. You're not trying to convince God to bless you. You're stepping into the space He's already prepared for you. And now, the atmosphere around you is responding. People are acting differently. Doors are swinging open. Old distractions are falling off without a fight. Suddenly, things that used to drain you can't even reach you. That's not random. That's the frequency of abundance vibrating through your being. You've become a divine filter. Your spirit now repels anything that doesn't match your inheritance. Toxic relationships, fading. Fake opportunities, falling apart. Old fears, losing their voice. You're no longer holding on to dead things just to feel full. You've made space, and now the overflow begins. This is what real wealth looks like. It's not just an overflowing bank account. It's a healed nervous system. It's a peaceful home. It's people around you who don't just want access, they carry honor. It's waking up without dread. It's knowing that even when the outside world looks uncertain, the inside of you is rooted. Because abundance isn't about what you have. It's about what can't be taken from you. And, child of God, they can take the job, the title, the applause. But they cannot take the oil you've earned through obedience. You've entered a flow now where ideas come with clarity, provision comes with ease, connections come with purpose, joy comes without apology. That's the new standard. That's your new normal. That's your rich life, not arriving, but unfolding in real time. But hear me clearly, there will be people who don't understand it. People who still see you through the lens of your last season. People who want access to your favor, but don't honor the furnace you survived. You're not being rude by protecting your peace. You're being responsible with your inheritance. God didn't bring you through all of that fire just for you to pour oil into leaky vessels. No more draining what was meant to sustain. This season is about sacred stewardship. If it doesn't align with your peace, your purpose, or your prophetic path, it can't go with you. That's not pride. That's preservation. Because abundance isn't a moment, it's a mantle. And now you carry it, not just for yourself, but for your children, your community, your legacy. You are breaking cycles with every step you take. You're shifting atmospheres by simply existing. You're living proof that the curse has been canceled. So don't you shrink. Don't you downplay it. Don't you apologize for being the evidence of what God can do with someone who refused to quit. Because what's coming next, it will require you to stand taller than ever before. But don't worry, you're not carrying this alone. Heaven is backing you. Angels are assigned to you, and your ancestors are cheering for you. You're not just aligned, you are anointed. And when the anointed one enters a room, the atmosphere bends in response. Chosen one, this is it. This is the moment all of heaven's whispers become thunder. The moment your name, once echoed in quiet prayers and secret promises, is now being declared in the open heavens with undeniable clarity. You're not on the edge anymore. You are not approaching breakthrough. You are in it. And the door you thought was locked? It wasn't denial, it was timing. God didn't shut it to punish you. He sealed it until you were strong enough to walk through and not break under the weight of what's behind it. But now, the door is open, wide, waiting. And what's on the other side? Your rich life, not just in treasure, but in truth. This is not about mansions and millions, although provision is a part of it. This is about freedom. Freedom to rest. Freedom to laugh without guilt. Freedom to say yes to opportunities that once seemed impossible. Freedom to walk in a room and know you belong, not because of credentials, but because of covenant. This is about standing in your new season with your shoulders back and your soul settled. No more striving. No more proving. No more living like favor is something you must chase. You are not chasing favor. You are walking in it. And everything that once felt too far from reach is now being handed to you, not as a gift, but as an inheritance. Because you stayed. You didn't quit in the valley. You didn't lose yourself in the waiting room. You didn't harden your heart when others walked away. You believed when believing didn't make sense. And now, the reward is here. The riches, seen and unseen, are pouring in. Not just wealth for you, but for every life your obedience will touch. Because what God is doing through you is bigger than a blessing. It's a blueprint for others to follow. You are not just receiving wealth. You are modeling the kingdom. You're living proof that someone can walk through hell and still come out holy. And now, you're not begging heaven to move. You're standing at the door and saying, I'm ready. So go ahead, open it. Step into the room that was reserved for you when others overlooked you. Walk into the promise without guilt. Claim your abundance without fear. Live boldly without apology. Let the world adjust to your light. You're no longer hiding. You're no longer hoping. You're here. In this life, the rich life, the full life, the favor-soaked, heaven-backed, overflow-anointed life. It's yours. It always was. And now it's time to own it. Speak it. Live it. Declare it. I am the evidence of divine abundance. I am aligned. I am chosen. I am rich in every way that matters. Let the words rise in your soul like a battle cry. I receive my inheritance. I walk in my rich life. I become what heaven called me to be. Now type it below. Say it out loud. Let the atmosphere respond to your agreement. No more delay. No more doubt. No more dimming. You are ready. You are seen. You are stepping through. And everything from this moment forward will never be the same again. Welcome to your rich life, chosen one.